Hey, it's a Wealthy Expat here. If you are looking to establish a business in Dubai, you've probably heard about the differences between free zone companies and mainland companies. Both pay 0% tax. They work in different ways, they allow you to do different things, and there's also a little caveat that mainland companies are gonna have moving on in the future that might want to help you choose the free zone company instead, but maybe you do need a mainland, or maybe you want to go the mainland route. I'm going to talk a lot about mainland companies. We have a new service where we actually do mainland companies for people, not only free zone. So we'll talk about all the benefits of mainland. Maybe it's the right fit for you. If it isn't, you can just start free zone. If it is, then you can start the mainland company. The first main thing is that you can do business in UAE itself. For example, we're helping a client right now who's starting a cleaning company in Dubai. He's going to hire about 300 cleaners, and he's gonna clean apartments, villas, boats, many different things all over Dubai. For an activity like that, where you're actually doing business in the mainland in the UAE, you do need a mainland company. So essentially, you're giving services to people face to face. You're renting out cars, you're renting out jet skis, you're cleaning, you're doing any type of service that requires you to actually help or give that service or that product directly to customers. For example, if you're starting a grocery store, then you obviously need a mainland company because you're selling products directly to customers there in the UAE. So if that's the case, then you definitely need a mainland company. You cannot get away with a free zone company if you are selling directly to UAE residents and customers directly in UAE. You also need to pay a VAT, a 5% tax. Of course, if you sell anything in UAE to UAE customers, then you need to pay 5% VAT, which is added on top of the amount. So for example, if you're charging $100 for a shaving kit that I just bought yesterday, then you need to charge $5 on top of that 100, and then you need to pay those $5 over to the government. It's not that much, but it's still a hassle. And obviously you don't need to pay any income tax, no corporate tax, which I'll talk about in a second, but you do need to charge that VAT on top. Another great benefit about mainland companies is that it's easier to get a bank account, much easier to get a bank account at the corporate level, not really at the personal level. It's the same ease of doing business at the personal level, opening a personal account with free zone or mainland. When it comes to having a corporate account with a free zone company, it can take a while. It can take a couple of weeks, even months, if you do it the improper way without the right contacts, or you just go directly to the bank. With the mainland company, people in Dubai in general that work at banks, the bankers, the bank managers, they love mainland companies, and they tend to give bank accounts to mainland companies a lot faster, a lot easier, and in general, having a mainland company grants you the ability to open a corporate account a lot easier and a lot faster. That's just a fact. It is much easier, a lot less hassle, a lot easier to rent offices as well. So for example, with a mainland company, you don't only get a bank account easier, you can also rent an office or buy an office a lot easier without more permits, more documents. You can pretty much do it straightforward because you are a limited liability company, an LLC in the mainland of the UAE. So you get treated better. Mainland companies are also faster when actually incorporating them, so it can take 1 or 2 days to get the license. It can take 1 to 3 days to get the establishment card, which is a document that you need for your visa, and then it can take about a week to get your visa. So essentially in less than 2 weeks, you can have a company, the license, the establishment card, and the visa process, absolutely everything done. If you choose the mainland route. If you choose the free zone route, then it's gonna take you around a month, maybe a month and a half to do this whole process. So if you're in an extreme rush and you want to do this as fast as possible because you need to leave to another country, or the world's gonna explode if you don't finish this in less than 2 weeks, then choosing the mainland option is definitely the best route there. You can also own property in Dubai, not in your name, but in the company's name. So for example, if you want to protect your assets against somebody that is a crazy person, for example, in my case, I'm going through a divorce right now and my ex-wife is trying to take a lot of money from me. I'll make a video about that in the future. And if I wanted to protect that money, then I could potentially just start a mainland company and then buy property under that mainland company, which is a strategy that a lot of people use. They start a mainland company, they then buy property under that mainland company to protect themselves from governments, crazy ex-wives, or anybody that is trying to get their money. They can't do it at the personal level, they can do it at the corporate level. It's important to note that with a mainland company, you can own 100% of the company. Before, it used to be that a local person, an Emirati contact, needed to own about 51% of the company, and then you own the other 49%. Now that's no longer the case. You can own 100% of the mainland company, absolutely no problem. And you don't need a local contact to act as the person that is sort of running your company, or as a shadow person that is running your company. That's not the case anymore. You can own it 100%. Sometimes you need an agent To establish the mainland company, we provide that agent, of course. So in the example of this client that is starting a cleaning company, we started the company. It took 1 or 2 days to get the license. You do need to be in Dubai to sign the papers, or in the UAE in general, to sign the papers. So he went to the office, signed the papers. Then we got the establishment card, and he's already ready to get his visa after 5 days of processing. And this doesn't happen with free zones. It is not that fast. So if you're looking for a fast process where you can also protect your assets at the corporate level, and you can also get banks easier, and you can also do business in Dubai directly for any type of service that you're offering to Dubai customers, as well as you want a better reputation with banks, or maybe better even business opportunities with local funds and local companies, and definitely a mainland is a great fit for you. There are some cons to the mainland, which I will express right now. Mainlands are typically more expensive. They're going to cost you about 5 or 10,000 more dollars than what a free zone is going to cost you, just because the process requires a lot more fees. In the Dubai government, you need to pay a lot more to actually establish an LLC company in the mainland, much more than the free zone. So that's something. A lot of people watching this channel are wealthy expats. They don't really care about the fees, but definitely the mainland costs a lot more than the free zone. The other thing is that mainland companies will be taxed starting in 2023. You will have a 9% corporate tax that is going to come to the UAE. I'm going to make a video about why I think this is a Swiss cheese tax. Essentially, this is just a headline tax rate, and nobody's actually going to pay that tax rate. So in some countries, you have a tax rate of, let's say, 20% or 20 something percent, like in the case of Malaysia. But if you establish a company in Labuan, Malaysia, then you pay a lot less than 20%. And that might be the case in the UAE, where the top tax rate is 9 or 15%, and all mainland companies need to pay this 9%. But in reality, most companies don't pay this, and also free zone companies don't pay this tax. But if you want to completely be tax-free, absolutely tax zero for the next foreseeable future, 5, 10, 20 years, then definitely free zone is a better choice for you, not mainland, because in mainland, you will have a tax starting in 2023. So that's going to be something that is going to hurt you if you start a mainland company. When it comes to picking which one is the best, I've talked about free zone companies a lot. Now I will talk about mainland as well, because we've gotten a lot of inquiries for mainland companies. If, for example, you're a person that is not going to do business in the UAE, you don't necessarily need a corporate bank account. You're more doing it for personal residence. You just want to have an Emirates ID. You just want to have tax residence in the UAE to trade your crypto or your stocks or run your online marketing business. And you don't really need to sell to UAE customers. You don't really need to do business in the UAE. You don't need to rent an office in the UAE. Then mainland doesn't really make sense. If you're not going to hire 30, 50 people and bring them all to Dubai, then it doesn't really make sense to have a mainland company. In that case, then obviously it makes sense to have a free zone company. But if you're doing business in Dubai, where you're hiring a lot of people in Dubai, you are actually going to sell to Dubai customers. You're going to charge that 5% VAT. You want to rent an office anywhere in Dubai and the UAE, and you want to have better relationships with banks just because you have an LLC, a mainland company, then definitely mainland is more for you. If you want me to talk more about mainland companies and exactly the differences between the two in the real world, in practicality, then I can make more videos like that. And if you want to get yourself a mainland or free zone company and you want to move to Dubai, lower your taxes down to 0% in Dubai and the UAE, click that first link in the description, book a one-on-one call with me and the Wealthy Expat team. Let's see if we're the right fit to work together, and let's see if we can help you establish that mainland, that free zone, that company that you need abroad in order to lower your taxes down. And click the video that's going to pop up right here so you see all the benefits of the free zone company. So we talked about mainland, and I can also talk about free zone and the process that the free zone company involves. You can check it out right now in this video. Subscribe, hit that notification bell, the like button down below, and I will see you on the next one. I am the Wealthy Expat.